Short story time. Short story time, you guys. In my previous video, in my previous video, I was speaking on certain things with my ex-boyfriend, and one of those things that I want to speak on now is that he asked me if he had time to smoke, in which I said yes. With the end of that, we both end up getting incarcerated, and so we're both in the back seat. And we're talking, and I'm like, don't worry, you good, because I had money. I had stacks stashed in my house. So I'm like, you good. I gave your mom, I called his mom up there. I told her she had to figure out a way to drive both our cars back. I gave her my bank card so she could bond us both out. I know it was more than enough on there for her to do that. So I'm like, don't stress it. Like, bro, we about to get out. Because I'm looking like I got the resources. I got the resources to get us out. As if all it's going to take is this one thing. Because I've been down this road before. I've been to jail multiple times. So it's like, okay, I got the money. Your mama could just bond us out. Like, she got what she need to do that. We good. We straight. We'll be out before the morning time. So he said, Lily, you want to know what's funny? I said, what? We in the back of the police car. I'm like, what? He said, you might not believe me. I'm like, what? And he said, I actually told God yesterday that was going to be my last blunt. When he said that, I looked at him. I said, what you just say? And he started laughing. I said, are you serious? He said, yes. He said, I just told God yesterday that what I had smoked was going to be my last blunt. I'm like, bruh, like, wow. And it just shows, if he would have stood on his obedience, that could have saved me. Because if he would have stood on his obedience, the police would have never smelled no smoke. They would have never searched his car. They would have never found out my connection to him to search my car. I wouldn't be going to jail, and he wouldn't be going either. When two people are not standing on obedience, you're failing. You're falling. There is no way around that. The blind can't lead the blind. Y'all both gonna fall. How? How can two blind people lead each other? That is literally impossible. Someone has to be able to see. And even the funnier part about that, even if somebody can see, I just thought about it when it comes to science, right? A negative plus a positive still equals a negative. Ooh. That's a word for somebody. A negative, scientifically, we learned this in school. A negative plus a positive still equals a negative. Because that positive is trying to get the negative to be a positive, in which it is incapable of doing. It's meant for two positives to walk together. Two people with a willingness of heart. Not two perfect people. Two people whose hearts are set on being better. Two hearts that are set on not doing the things that they used to do. Two hearts that are set on transformation. Two hearts that are set on being obedient to God. Two hearts that are set on being better. Two hearts that are set on breaking chains. Two hearts that, even though they haven't fully down packed temptation, they fight against it. They fight against it. I'm not going to do this. I told myself I'm not going to do this. I told God I'm not going to do this. This is not about to be easy, but I'm not doing it. You need two people coming together like that. Not one with a willing heart and one with a closed heart. You still will not win. Nobody wins like that. That's why it's a lot of divorce rates. That's how a lot of people go into marriage nowadays. That's how a lot of people go into relationships nowadays. Everybody just trying to turn a negative into a positive. Like, they just make it their job. Instead of searching for a positive, they would rather put their energy into helping a negative. Oh, Allie, that's wrong. Now you just saying people gotta be perfect. Now you act like you can't even help somebody. No, you can help somebody once you get through the door first. You're not even fully through the door and trying to help somebody. I just did that before. I know through the word it don't work like that. I know through science it don't work like that. I know with common sense it don't work like that. And I know with experience it does not work like that. All right, so boom. When he said that, I'm like, wow. And then it made me look at myself too. Like, normally I'd be on point with that. But that particular day, I was not even in the mindset to say, you got probation, don't do it. It was just meant to happen and play out that way. Even though we were, what was supposed to happen is we were supposed to prevent it by being obedient to what God told us individually. But because we didn't do that, it had to play out destructively because of our disobedience to God. So when I say it was supposed to happen, it was supposed to happen that way since we chose to be disobedient. But in obedience, it was never supposed to be. It was never supposed to happen like that. So now we're in jail. And I'm wondering why I'm not bonded out yet. The next day comes, I go to court. And I'm like, okay, she's about to give me a bond. Well, actually, when I went in there, I had a bond for my loitering charge. They charged me with loitering and they charged me with violating Georgia's Substance Control Act. She gave me a bond for my loitering charge. But I didn't have one for my violating Georgia's Substance Control Act charge. That was my first drug charge. So I had to wait the next morning to go to court. So I'm like, okay, I just need to get my bond and then I'll go. I go to court and she calls my name and she says, yep, Miss Head, you have a bond for your loitering for such and such. And when it comes to your violating Georgia's Substance Control Act, I cannot give you a bond. I said, what? You can't give me a bond. She said, no one that is on probation or no one that is a felon can get a bond with this. You will have to wait. What I thought I would be able to easily get myself out of, because I was used to getting myself from out of things. I knew I had what I needed this time to be able to get from out of it freely. Thought I had it all under control. Thought I had it all down pat. I couldn't get out. Money could not get me out. My probation officer put a hold on me. And I had to sit in there for 7 months. That's almost a year. All because of disobedience. And 7 months in jail is miserable. That's minute for minute, hour for hour, second for second, day for day, month for month, just in a cell. 22 hours out the day. 22 hours out the day, I'm locked behind bars. 22 hours out the day. All because I didn't want to be obedient.